Dear students, today I am going to teach you the second passage of the lesson, the portrait of a lady. That is the first lesson. Let us start. She had always been short and fat and slightly bent. Slightly bent. This was the figure of her body. She had always been short. मीन्स वो हमेशा नाटी रह चुकी थी. And fat, she was fat and slightly bent means slightly stooped, a bit of stooped. थोड़ी झुकी हुई थी. Her face was a crisscross means a pattern of intersecting straight lines. आड़ा तिरछा. A crisscross wrinkles. आड़ी तिरछी रिंकल्स को हम देख सकते थे. रनिंग फ्रॉम एवरीवेयर टू एवरीवेयर मीन्स which were running, wrinkles were running on her face from everywhere to everywhere. We can notice these wrinkles on her face. Everywhere on her face, even on her forehead, there were wrinkles, crisscross wrinkles, but not in a straight line. Clear? No, we were certain means the writer and his fellows were certain. She had always been as we had known her. Means she was always the same as they knew her. वो एक जैसी थी जैसा कि वे उन्होंने जाना था या देखा था. Old means she was old. How was her old age? So terribly means very terribly. भयानक तरीके से बुढ़ी थी. Means she was standing at the edge of her old age. Further, the writer has written that she could not have grown older. Means she was as old that she could not have grown older. अब उससे ज़्यादा बुढ़ी नहीं हो सकती थी. Means she was standing at the border means at the edge of edge of her old age. And had stayed at the same age for 20 years. और ठहर गई थी. एक ही एज, एक ही अवस्था में ठहर गई थी. और कितने सालों से? 20 सालों से. मीन्स 20 सालों से वो एक जैसा दिखती थी. शी वॉज लुकिंग एज द सेम फॉर 20 years. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. The writer has written here about her She could never have been pretty. वो pretty नहीं हो सकती थी. Enamored नहीं हो सकती थी. Soft and beautiful नहीं हो सकती थी. Means lovely नहीं हो सकती थी. Love appealed नहीं हो सकती थी. But she was always beautiful. लेकिन वो हमेशा सुंदर थी. In the previous passage of this lesson, he has written that the pupil said to him that in her young age she was pretty. But the writer did not accept it. That is why he has written here कि although she was beautiful but not pretty, she hobbled, walked in an awkward way. Means she did not walk properly. Due to the old age, she was unable to walk properly. She walked in an awkward way. About the house means everywhere in the house, in spotless white, with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stoop and the other telling the beads of her rosary. I have also written down the meanings of the difficult word. Means she was walking in the house everywhere in spotless white. Spotless means stainless, धब्बे रहित. White means she wore clean white colored dresses. Here the writer has written only the color white, spotless white, stainless white. Means there was not a single spot on her dress. With one hand resting, and when she was walking in the house, in the home, she was putting one hand on her waist. Here resting means putting one hand where on her waist to balance, to make a proper balance, because she was bent, and the other telling the beads of her rosary. I have written down here the meaning of this phrase: a garland of beads, of chants made of a religious prayer. Rosary means a garland of beads. Do you know what is the meaning of beads? रोजरी तो क्लियर कंठी को कहते हैं, और बीट्स माने उसके दाने। तो she had a rosary, a garland of beads for keeping count of the chants made of religious prayer. कोई धार्मिक प्रार्थना करने के लिए, मंत्र जाप करने के लिए वो हमेशा रोजरी अपने हाथ में रखती थी, जिसे वो टेलिंग करा करती थी, जिनमें चलाना भी होता है। उसकी गुड़िया को, बीड्स को, उसके दानों को चलाया करती थी। तो इट मे बी सेड दैट शी वॉज वेरी रिलीजियस। शी स्पेंट all her time telling the beads of rosary, telling the beads of her rosary. To chant the prayer of God. Her silver locks means hair were scattered untidily, means not neat, over her pale puckered face. Puckered face means a face contract into wrinkles. वो चेहरा जो रिंकल से भरा हुआ है उसे पकरेड फेस कहते हैं। तो हर सिल्वर मीन्स हियर, सिल्वर लॉक्स मीन्स हेयर, that had been white due to the old age, and however her hair were means her silver locks were scattered. Untidily means not properly, where on her pale. On her pale means yellow, means bloodless. Puckered face means the face that was full of wrinkles. And her lips constantly moved. और उसके जो होंठ थे वो लगातार चलते थे। Inaudible means unable to heard, बिना आवाज किए हुए। प्रेयर माने मन में जो प्रेयर कर रही होती थी उसके कारण उसके होंठ चलते थे, बट द साउंड वॉज नॉट कमिंग। That is why the writer has written here inaudible. Inaudible sound means the sound that cannot be heard, जिसे सुना नहीं जा सकता है। Means her lips were constantly moving, but the sound was not coming. Yes, she was beautiful. वो सुंदर थी। Now the writer has compared her beauty along with a picture of nature. प्रकृति की एक तस्वीर से उसकी सुंदरता का कंपैरिजन किया गया है। She was like the winter landscape. In the mountain, पर्वतों में जाड़े के समय जो धरातली पिक्चर बनती है, धुंध से भरी हुई, फुल ऑफ fog and frost. An expanse of pure white serenity, breathing peace. Here, this phrase refers to all of us, to the calm, relaxed, and peaceful character of the author's grandmother. Means, as the picture appears in the winter season, where in the mountains atmosphere, she was looking as the same. And contentment, a state of happiness and satisfaction. Means, as the picture of the mountain in the winter season, that is full of white serenity, peaceful breathing, and full of contentment. The writer notices all these aspects of that atmosphere of the mountain where on his grandmother. Thank you very much. I will teach you the next passage in the next class.